Hi everyone, Petrik here. So today's video will be to celebrate my second live chat here. This is my second live chat on this channel. This is to celebrate my 15,000 subscribers milestone. So thank you so much for being here. And if you're watching this on replay, do leave your comments down below. And yeah, wow, so many people are here already. Hold on, this is how it works, right? Okay. Thank you, Karina. And no worries, don't worry about it. Seriously, it means a lot that you came here. Hey Andrew, hi. Thank you so much for being here. As a lot of you probably guessed already, I am very nervous. I'm not good with doing live stream on my own, and yeah, I will do my best. Anyway, this will just be a casual chat about books. If you have anything to ask, do ask me. Hopefully, my teacher doesn't catch me on my phone. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you. Hi, Samuli. Thank you, Worm Emperor. Thank you, Mariel. So nice to see you here. Hi, Andrew. Thank you, Andrew. I'm starting Vinland Saga here soon. Oh, that's really nice. If you want to talk about Vinland Saga, do let me know because I love Vinland Saga. It is a great manga series. The anime is really good too. I don't know if you watch anime or not, but if you do watch anime, consider watching Vinland Saga as well. Just finished reading Shadow of the Gods, and now I have a that is such a cool emoji. Hunger for the next one. Hunger of the Gods is really good too. I personally still prefer Shadow of the Gods compared to the Hunger of the Gods. But yeah, I think both of them are great books. John Gray never fails, really. And thank you, Esme. Hey, you're here again. Thank you so much. It means a lot that you decided to show up to my second live stream. Hold on. Yeah, thank you. That's so far. Thank you. Hey, thank you. What are you reading right now? I know that you're currently reading a lot of great sci-fi and fantasy series, right? I'm always nervous, Andrew. I don't know why. Basically, if I do a conversation with authors or maybe with you or other booktubers, I don't mind. I'm not too nervous when I'm doing that, but when I do live stream on my own, yeah, I'm always so nervous. Thank you, Carlos. Oh, that's Kirby. What is the process of getting interviews from authors like R.F. Kuang? Honestly, I think the best way when you it's really simple. When you want to interview an author, just message them. Seriously, whether an email or not, whether an email or maybe not a direct message unless you know the authors personally. But yeah, I think it's better to just send them an email. Try your luck. You sometimes most of the times they will agree to do an interview with you. I mean, obviously, if it's someone super popular like Brandon Sanderson, I think that will be a bit more difficult. But I think most authors would love to do an interview, whether it's written or maybe a video interview. Yeah. Hey, thank you, Shad. So nice to see you here too. What country do you live in? I live in Indonesia. Yeah, I've talked about this before, but yeah, I live in Indonesia. I haven't been to US or to UK, or basically I haven't been outside of Asia, but it is a goal. One day, I will go outside Asia. Thank you, Tiffany. Torkel, best girl. Wait, who's Torkel? Oh, hold on. Oh no. Southeast Asia gang. Oh, you're from Southeast Asia to Sheldon? Oh, that's super cool. And thank you so much. Do you plan to read by K. Harmon? Yeah. I have the arc already, but as you probably know already, my TBR pile is super stacked right now. My TBR just for novels alone is already at 500 books. I think 500 books. Yeah, that is a lot. It will take me at least 5 years if I don't add any more books to my TBR to actually get through them all. So, yeah. I occasionally watch anime. Sarah got me to check out the first episode. Oh, I think that's really good. Sarah, I know that Sarah loved Vinland Saga, and I think you will love Vinland Saga, Andrew. Seriously. Thank you, Edgar. Thank you. What do you think could top the Greenbone Saga? As a trilogy? Oh, that is difficult. As a trilogy, I think the King Killer Chronicle, if it ever gets finished, or maybe from the top of my mind, it is the band trilogy by Nicholas Eames. Both of them, both the King Killer Chronicle, both the Kingkiller Chronicle and the Band are currently unfinished. Only the third book is left. But yeah, I think those two has the chance to actually win over the Greenbone Saga for me. But we'll see. Because right now, the Greenbone Saga, for those of you who don't know, it is currently my favorite completed trilogy of all time. Yeah. You speak better English than my annoying Nepal housemate, and that's a compliment. Thank you so much. Flames of Mira is a solid read, 4 out of 5. Oh, you've read Flames of Mira. I just remembered that. Oh, it's great to hear that you loved it, though. 4 out of 5 is still a good score. Thank you, my friend. Has anyone here read Gorman Guns? That's by Mervyn Peake, right? I haven't read that one, but I think I've heard kind of mixed thing about it. I heard that it is very bizarre. But other than that, I know nothing about Gorman Guns. I haven't read this one. Thank you, Nate. Thank you, Nathan, my berserk friend. Thank you, Samuli. Oh, hey, King Flock. Thank you, Leo. Oh, your name is Leo? That Mistborn edition is making me jealous. So beautiful. Yeah, I'm currently rereading through Mistborn Trilogy again because I'm in the middle of rereading, doing the third read of the Mistborn Trilogy, and then I will do a second read of Mistborn Era 2 in preparation for the Lost Medal. I really love the UK cover art. I hope that the US cover art will be better. But I think it will be hard to beat the UK cover art. Your channel is the best. Congrats, Petrik, on the 15K. Your channel is the best Booktube channel on the platform. Thank you so much. That means a lot. Although I kind of disagree because I think there are a lot of great other better Booktube channels than me. But yeah, seriously, it means a lot to hear you say that. Reading Kings of the Wild based on recommendation of it so far. Can't wait to start Bloody Rose. I love both Kings of the Wild and Bloody Rose. I'm really glad that you're enjoying Kings of the Wild right now. Do know that Bloody Rose is a different kind of book though compared to Kings of the Wild, because Kings of the Wild is more humorous, and Bloody Rose is more serious in tone. But both of them are really great books. I think Nicholas Eames is one of the best fantasy authors writing right now. Watching your videos has got me hooked on reading Brandon Sanderson. Oh, that's great. Sanderson is one of my favorite authors of all time. Oh, hold on. I have found most authors are thrilled to talk. Yeah, exactly. I agree with this because from my experience, a lot of authors love to do interview. So yeah, if you're watching this right now and you're wondering whether you should interview an author or not, or maybe you're too nervous, I think nervous is very normal, because the first time I did a video interview with R.F. Kuang, I was so nervous. I don't even know how I finally got through that. I don't even know how, but yeah, I think as Joe Abercrombie always said in The Blade itself, in the first law trilogy, once you've got a task to do, it's better to do it than live with the fear of it. I kind of make that like one of my motto in life. I think that's a really useful motto for me to actually do something. Hello, congratulations on your channel so far. Which is your favorite book or series? Oh my god, that is such a hard question. I don't think. Let's just say this: at the end of the year, I will make an updated completed fantasy series, favorite completed fantasy series, and favorite ongoing series right now. Because I think the last time I did that, it was in 2020. Yeah, I think it was at the end of 2020. So I think it's by the end of this year, it will be 2 years. I will update the list. Your English is brilliant, my man. Thank you. Seriously, it's always great to hear that, because yeah, I'm always nervous about it. Congratulations, you deserve them, and so much more. Thank you, Kate. Kate the Reader. Yeah, thank you so much. And Kate the Reader is one of the most supportive person on Bookstagram towards my channel, and it means a lot. Yeah, thank you so much for visiting this live stream, Kate. Do you have sci-fi conventions down there? No, I've never been to convention. So every time I see a convention, that's in a way kind of feels like watching a dream. I've been to a anime or manga convention. Yeah, that happens, but fantasy or sci-fi novels, I don't think that ever happened in my country or in my city. Yeah, even for a book fair, that's very rare. Yeah. Hold on. Oh no, the chat kind of goes by. Congrats, Petrik, and thank you for making me buy so many books. Thank you so much, Haifa. And Haifa is one of my co-bloggers in Novel Notion. Seriously, I have known Haifa for how many years now, Haifa? I think 6 years. 6 years, and we talk every day. So yeah, well, you also made me buy so many books. Yep, Manila right here, watching this before going to bed in honor of all the books you added to my TBR. That's really cool. Good night to you. Do you think Mistborn Era 2 is weaker than Era 1? Yeah, I do think so. I mean, Mistborn Era 2 is not bad. I still love Mistborn Era 2, but it is a very different kind of series compared to Mistborn Era 1. But then again, I am very biased about Mistborn Era 1. This is why I'm hoping that by doing a second read of Mistborn Era 2, I'm really hoping that I will love Mistborn Era 2 even more than the first time I read through it, especially because now I'm caught up with all the Cosmere books. And after reading Rhythm of War and also the prologue to Stormlight Archive number 5, I think reading Mistborn Era 2 and The Last Metal will be so interesting. Thank you. What's your most anticipated release for this year? Well, the second one was The Hunger of the Gods, and it came out already. But my most anticipated release of the year is The Lost Metal. I mean, it's been 6 years. The Bands of Mourning came out in 2016, so yeah, it's been a long time. Do you plan to read The Guardian of Empire Pack and Parent Book 2? Oh yes, absolutely. I'm planning maybe either in June or in July. But yeah, definitely. I mean, The Hand of the Sun King was my favorite debut of last year. So yeah, definitely. Any plans on reading Prince of Nothing? Yes, of course. It's been on my TBR for quite a while now by R. Scott Baker, right? Yeah, it's been on my TBR for quite a while. And I know that this is a very grim dark fantasy series. So I'm not sure when I will get to this yet. Definitely not within this year. I just hope I will get to it within next year. Lately, I haven't been reading a lot of grimdark fantasy novels somehow. I don't know why that happened. I mean, grimdark is one of my favorite subgenre, but lately, yeah, I haven't been reading a lot of grimdark fantasy novels. I really should. Thank you, Sinbad. I 100% think Mistborn Era 2 is weaker. I think a lot of people agree with you. I know that many, like myself included, prefer Mistborn Era 1 compared to Mistborn Era 2, but I'm hoping because Sanderson right now is getting better as a writer, I'm hoping that The Last Metal will kind of elevate my thoughts on the Mistborn, on second Mistborn. What do you like most, writing reviews or doing videos? This is kind of... I would say that I'm more comfortable writing reviews because I've been doing that for much longer. Yeah, I've been writing reviews since 2016. So yeah, I'm obviously more comfortable doing that. But doing videos is great too. I always hearing everyone's comment, hearing that my videos are actually useful. Yeah, that always gives me great feeling. And the same can be said to reviews. So maybe they're kind of the same, I guess. Wait, I thought you live in the US or UK, but yeah, no, I live in Indonesia. So that's why I always say that sending books to my place are expensive, and also it's not easy. It's not really easy for me to get books here. But thankfully, some publishers right now, since 2 years ago, I think since 2 years ago, are sending me books, and a lot of self-published fantasy authors are way too kind. They send me the physical books, even though I already said that sending books to my place are expensive, but they still do it. And yeah, I'm always grateful for that, especially because self-published fantasy books are really great too. Wow, so many comments. Hold on. I'm currently reading Rigante by David Gemmell. Oh, David Gemmell is another author that I always wanted to try, especially because John Gwynne, not only John Gwynne actually, a lot of authors like Anthony Ryan, John Gwynne, Mark Lawrence, I think so many of them praised David Gemmell. And I've read only Trilogy by David Gemmell, and I already enjoyed that one very much. I think Rigante is the one that started with A Sword in the Storm, right? Yeah, I think John Gwynne recommended that one to me. I think either that or Legend. Yeah, I think Legend. Yeah, either that or Legend. Both of them I'm interested in giving a try someday. Do let me know your thoughts, Andrew, when you finish with Rigante. Is it worth giving a try? I just started The King's Radiance by Luke Schultz. Yeah, a good start to the debut. I just got that book last month, I think. I'm really looking forward to that, especially because Luke has told me that a few chapters, especially the first chapter in that book, is actually inspired by One Piece. One Piece is one of my favorite manga series of all time, and yeah, I mean, here it's not often I get to hear that a fantasy novel is actually inspired by One Piece. So yeah, that's definitely on my TBR. I just hope that I will get to it within this year. Are you going to be? Yeah, definitely. Which sagas do you think would be perfect for a video game adaptation? Mistborn definitely came into my mind immediately, especially Brandon Sanderson lately has been playing a lot of Elden Ring, right? So maybe one day, and I know that From Software has been talking to Brandon Sanderson about maybe, I'm assuming that they're going to do a video game together, because Elden Ring, for those of you who don't know, From Software is doing Elden Ring with George R. R. Martin, and the result is exceptional. I don't know how Brandon Sanderson will do this. I mean, Brandon Sanderson is a huge fan of From Software, but I just hope that if they do decide to do something like Mistborn someday, wow, that would be amazing. Yeah, but I think Mistborn is really perfect for video game adaptation. Hold on. Which should I read first? Edge of Assassins or Tai Child? Oh, by R.J. Barker? I think I will have to choose Age of Assassins. Yeah, I prefer that trilogy. And the first book, The Age of Assassins, this is the Wounded. For those of you who don't know, this is Wounded Kingdom trilogy by R.J. Barker, a very underrated trilogy in my opinion. I personally think that it's better to start with Age of Assassin than Tai Child trilogy, because Tai Child trilogy, the first book, is not completely accessible. The first time I read through it, I actually disliked it. It took me a second try. I have to read it 2 times before I finally get to really enjoy the book. Yeah, for Tai Child. So yeah, start with Age of Assassins. How long does it usually take you to finish a long book, say Stormlight archive books? So this kind of depends. I mean, each book, sometimes there are books that are better, right? When it's something truly amazing, I read them much faster. I think it's not 100%. It's not 100%, but most of the times, I can judge how much I enjoy the book by how fast I can get through them. So, for example, for Stormlight Archive, each book is like 300,000 or 400,000 words long, but I got through them for each book within a week, or maybe even faster. Yeah, I think it was 6 days or 7 days for each book in the series. So yeah, that says a lot. But there are other books, let's say shorter books, that took me the same number of days to finish. So yeah, I guess you can probably know, you can probably guess already that those books probably didn't work for me. Hi from the Philippines. Hi. When will you read Empire of the Vampire? So right now, my plan is to read Empire of the Vampire in October. Yeah, just to make it Halloween, even though there is no Halloween here. And there is no winter, there is no Halloween, there is no other seasons other than summer. This is a tropical country. So yeah, I'm going to read probably Empire of the Vampire in October. But then again, that's not 100%. This is just my plan, because my TBR pile is so immense. Have you always been a reader since you were a kid, or when did it start? Yeah, I have been a reader since I was a kid, but do know that I have been a reader for novels. It is still fairly early. Yeah, I've talked about this quite a lot of times, so I'm going to keep this simple. But I started reading fantasy novels, like really start reading fantasy novels only in 2016. So I've been reading for less than 6 years. Yeah, I just read nonstop. That's that's what I do now. But if you're asking me about when did I start reading for anything, yeah, it is since I was a kid. I always loved reading, especially for manga. When I was in when I was 6 years old, I think, yes, I think I started reading, or maybe it was 5. I forgot, but yeah, I've been reading manga since that age, and I'm still doing that now. I think both manga and novels have their own benefit, have their own advantages, but both of them are amazing in their own way. I just finished Elantris a few days ago, and I'm going to start Mistborn really soon. I'm so excited. Oh man, that's really nice. I mean, Mistborn trilogy is one of my favorite trilogies, and I'm really envious that you get to read Mistborn trilogy for the first time, because, in my opinion, Mistborn trilogy, especially the first era, is always the best when you're reading it for the first time, especially Hero of Ages. Yeah. But yeah, second read is really good too. I think it's as good as the first time I read through them, but in a different way. I still prefer the first time I read through them though, because I don't know anything about them yet. Since you love Faithful and the Fallen, you should check out Rigante. Yeah, exactly. That's also, I mean, as I said, John Gwynne always said that I should check out Rigante, starting from Sword in the Storm. are you thinking of doing a One Piece manga review in the future? So this is something that I've been contemplating for quite a while now, because I love One Piece. I would really love to cover One Piece on my channel, because I've reread One Piece I don't know how many times from the beginning. So I'm planning to actually do another reread of One Piece from the beginning. So maybe if I do that, maybe I will cover One Piece on my channel. But I don't know. I will have to ask all of you. I will have to ask my subscribers whether this is something that all of you want to watch or not, because manga reviews on my channel doesn't do well. But yeah, that's okay. I'm not forcing anyone to watch something they don't want. But yeah, for now, I'm still not sure. But that's something that that is in my plan. I love One Piece. The current arc is super good. Do you find ebook sales dangerous like I do? Yes, all of them are dangerous. And lately, this year is the worst for me in term of money spending on books. So much worse than my previous years. I don't know why this happened. I think somehow there seems to be a flux of special edition, and it's just hard for me to resist them. So hard. I've been learning though. I'm learning to do better. I mean, I used to be so good at spending my money, saving my money rather than to spend them carelessly on books. But now it's getting much harder. Yeah, thank you, Kevin. Hey, Julian, nice to meet you here, and thank you. I have one eye on your stream, the other on Nadal's match. Oh, Nadal is playing right now. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Well, I just watched the replay for now, for later. Yeah, Leo, I just one worthy of Flock. But what do you think of Mappa's adaptation of Flock and Jaeger season 4 and also as evil and pathetic like the manga, right? I think, I was so surprised because I was one of them who actually complained that Mappa cannot, even though they're doing an excellent job at adapting Attack on Titan, but personally, I still prefer with animation. But yeah, in that battle that you mentioned, Flock and Jaegeris in season 4 part 2, especially in I don't want to spoil things here. Let's just say that the battle is surpassed my expectation. Yeah, I think they can do such a great job if they're given some time. Not as evil and pathetic like in the manga. Nah, I think Flock is. I don't know. I feel mixed about it. Did you officially run out of bookshelves? Yeah, I am. I got a new bookshelf though, so right now I have more space for books. But yeah, I think eventually I will need another one. You and Philip Chase convinced me to start Malazan. I finished the first 2 books, and they're seriously some of the most staggering books I've ever read. That's wonderful. And you know what? The 3rd book, Memories of Ice, is one of the best books in epic fantasy, in my opinion. And I'm really, really glad that you're going to be reading that soon. Oh, I just realized that your picture is from Dark Souls. I assume that you're also a fan of Dark Souls, right? Wow, that is such a cool image, though. Well deserved, Petrik. Tanya. You've been my go-to for fantasy series recommendation. You're welcome. Seriously, that means a lot. And I hope that my recommendation I've been giving you a lot of favorite fantasy books. And maybe sci-fi. Although I don't read many sci-fi compared to fantasy books. What is your most anticipated game, movie, and TV show? This is game. I guess God of War. Yeah, for game it has to be God of War right now because Elden Ring came out already. For movie and TV show, I don't have. Yeah, I just wait for the new news. But right now I don't have any anticipated movie or TV show. Thank you, Maria. Seriously, that's SFF news. SFF Spotlight is something new that I've been doing on my channel, and I'm really glad, and I'm really, really happy that everyone has been very positive towards me creating this series of videos. It's not really easy to do because there is a lot of news within science fiction and fantasy alone within a week. So yeah, but I have fun. I really, really have fun doing SFF Spotlight, and I hope that I will be able to keep on doing it. Mir's Born Era 1 is just too important for me because it's the series that got me into reading fantasy. I have the UK anniversary hardcover, the grey one with golden leather. Love them. Exactly, this is the same for me. This is also why I'm so biased towards Mistborn Trilogy, because this is the series that got me into reading adult fantasy. Yeah, without this series, I don't know whether you will be watching this video right now. YouTube skipped my question somehow. I've always wondered about what do you do as a profession or job in real life? How is something you're passionate about? Nah, not really. Basically, I have a convection. It is where I create a custom wallet, but it's not doing so well right now. Ever since the pandemic, it's not doing so well. So yeah, and it's not really something I'm passionate about. That's why I don't talk about it often. So maybe, hopefully, one day I can start something new too, other than doing Booktube. And yeah, and this one, maybe I can start doing restaurant. Maybe the dream is to one day actually own kind of like a fantasy cafe or fantasy restaurant. That, yeah, that would be amazing, but I don't know when that will ever happen. Have you read Nine House? Which one is that? Is that by Lee Bardugo? If it is, I haven't read that one. But if this is Gideon the Knight, no, I don't think this is the Gideon the Knight. So I'm going to assume that this is Lee Bardugo's book. Yeah, I haven't read that one. The second cover I think just came out not too long ago, and it looks so creepy. I'm starting to read Grace of Kings because of oh yes, do it. It is super underrated, and I am going to read Wall of Storms next month. Seriously, cannot wait. It is so good. Grace of Kings is so good. It's been in my TBR since 2017. Yeah, 5 years, and it actually lived up to expectation, maybe even more because it's so underrated. The average rating on Goodreads is really can be considered uh, underwhelming. It's 3.7, and I completely disagree. I think this deserves a much higher rating. How is married life? Busy but happy. Where do you think someone who never read Sanderson should start? I'm a little overwhelmed. So I have actually made a video about this on where you should start with Brandon Sanderson. And yeah, let's just say, to put it as simple as possible, you should start either from Mistborn Trilogy if you're into series. But if you want to start with a standalone fantasy from Brandon Sanderson, try Warbreaker. Yeah, I think those two are the best starting point for Brandon Sanderson's books. But I think I have to mention that his Stormlight archive, if you're into epic fantasy of massive scope, is by far his best books. So if you're maybe not too into Mistborn or maybe Warbreaker, I suggest still give a try to The Way of Kings, because I know that quite a lot of people actually dislike Mistborn, but they love a Stormlight archive. So yeah, consider doing that. Have you read or plan to read the Kingdom of Grid series by Tyler Whiteside? I don't see it talk about much. Yeah, I think this one is kind of underrated or underhyped right now. But this one, for those of you who don't know, Kingdom of Grid starts with The Thousand Deaths of Ardor Ben. Yeah, it is such a cool title for a book. And yeah, I haven't read this one. I do have the entire trilogy though. So yeah, again, this is just like many other series, is still on my plan to read. Yeah. Petrik is the Goodreads chat. Thank you so much. What are you currently reading? I'm reading this one. Yeah, I'm currently finishing up on the Well of Ascension reread, and after this, I'm going to read Babel by R.F. Kuang. Yeah, I've been looking forward to reading that one so much. Any tips for getting special edition books while living in Southeast Asia? Nah, seriously, there is no other way. It is an expensive hobby if you're into getting special edition. Yeah, it is expensive. The shipping fee and the custom fee, I don't know if it's the same for you there, but for me, when I get books, especially special editions, when I get books, I still have to pay extra on top of the shipping fee. The custom fee is a lot. It is a lot sometimes, like the Folio Society books that I got. But thankfully, thanks to my fellow booktubers who got me that series, that books, the most beautiful books that I own, I didn't. They gave me Book of the New Sun Folio Society edition as a gift, so I didn't end up paying. But if I did, I would have paid so much, so much. So yeah, I don't. Sorry for this. Yeah, I don't have any tips for getting special edition books while living in Southeast Asia. Do you ever wish you could just read a book and not have to review it? I sometimes find it so hard to come up with things to say in a review. How long does writing a review usually take you? So when reading a book, I don't actually mind having to review, but I will have to say that there are books that I struggled with writing reviews, and those are books that I usually gave 3 stars rating, because 3 stars usually for me means that I felt meh about it. So I just kind of wanted to say that it was okay. But obviously I couldn't say that. I have to mention what I like and what I dislike. Sometimes uh if you find it hard to come up with things to say in a review, I suggest doing it in bullet points. It is always the easiest to do a review in bullet points, in my opinion. I don't do that now, but when I back when I started writing reviews, when I struggled, I used to do them in bullet points, and that helps me a lot. Yeah. And how long does writing a review usually take you? This one kind of depends on the book. Usually, if it's something that I'm passionate about, it could take about 2 hours, 1 to 2 hours, depending on how long the book again. But sometimes I write 2,000 words review, sometimes even 3,000. For example, the first binding that I just reviewed, the first binding by R.R. Virdi, I think my word count for that book actually reached 3,000 words. Yeah, I think it did. So yeah, and that one took me, I think, 4 hours. Yeah, but so yeah, it kind of depends on the book and yeah, on my writing process. Sometimes there are days when I struggle with writing reviews. There are days. I'm still human. Your reviews are amazing. Thanks to you that I read the Greenbone Saga, which is now my favorite fantasy trilogy as well. And I just bought the Grace of Kings after your recent review of it. Seriously, that's so good to hear. In my opinion, the Greenbone Saga is indeed the best completed fantasy trilogy. And I hope that you will love the Grace of Kings. As I said earlier, I think this is criminally underrated book. Super, super underrated. And if somehow, let's say that I haven't read The Wall of Storms, but let's say that the Grace of Kings didn't click with you, I still suggest that you give Wall of Storms a try because so many people actually, even those who dislike the Grace of Kings, actually consider the Wall of Storms to be a much more superior book. So yeah. Congrats, Petrik. Favorite Stormlight book. Just read Word of Radiance and really liked it. That's my favorite Stormlight book. Look, the entire Stormlight archive, Way of Kings, Word of Radiance, Oathbringer, and Rhythm of War, I think every one of them are masterpieces. They are some of the best books in epic fantasy, but my personal favorite out of those four will have to be Words of Radiance. It's just super mind-blowing. I don't know what else to say. It is really a masterpiece. The scene in there, the honor is that, but I'll see what I can do scene is just such a fist-pumping moment. It is one of the best scene in epic fantasy, in my opinion. Oh yeah, Rigante is 100% worth a try. I'm almost done with Sword in the Storm, and I'm really enjoying it. That's good. I think I will give it a try one day, especially because, as I said, I have actually read the Troy trilogy, and I really enjoyed that one. Reading what? You're the Orbit Sirens. Oh, you're reading The Orbit of Sirens by T.A. Bruno. Oh, okay. I haven't read that one. I think that's a self-published fantasy sci-fi series, right? I think I've heard about it before, but I haven't read this one. Brandon just posted an Elden Ring playthrough on this channel. Yeah, I watched that. It is insane. How does he even have the time to actually play games? You know, the only solution to this, I think he's actually writing books with his feet. Yeah. He's planning more secret books for us right now. Oh my god. But I love Elden Ring. It has taken so much of my time, and I'm kind of sad that I'm done with it. It's so hard. It's really hard for me to actually get over this video game. And it always happened when I play From Software games. Hi Patrick, have you read The Plan to Read the Broken Sword by Paul Anderson, Elric of Melniboné by Moorcock, or Five and Grey Mouser by Fritz Leiber? So I think I've heard of The Broken Sword. It is a classic, right? So right now I don't have any plan to read that. I will have to look into this book because I haven't actually looked into this book yet. For The Grey Mouser by Fritz Leiber, I also don't have any plan for that yet. But for Elric of Melniboné, here, you can see it here. Ta-da! I just got the omnibus. This is the Elric Saga Volume 1 with the foreword by Neil Gaiman. So I'm going to read this probably within next year. So I'm not actually super unfamiliar with Elric. I mean, Elric is a super iconic character in fantasy. And I have actually read the graphic novel adaptation, and I enjoyed it. I think the graphic novel adaptation is really good too. So yeah, one day I will read the entire Elric of Melniboné. Right now, the second omnibus is on its way to me right now. Hopefully, it will arrive soon. Yeah, but this one is definitely on my plan, but I'm not sure yet for the Broken Sword and the Grey Mouser. Hold on. Interested in how you determine your TBR? Are there specific reasons that one book will be placed higher on your TBR than others, or do you let your mood make the decisions on what you read? So I know that it's easy for people to actually think that I'm actually a huge planner, and yeah, I mean technically I am kind of a planner as when it comes to my TBR part, but I usually arrange my monthly TBR based on my reading mood. Yeah, so for example, like right now we're almost at the end of the month, right? So I kind of like I know what my reading mood want to read, so that's what I will read the next month. But yeah, that's kind of also how I determine my TBR. Let's just say that I'm half planner. I'm also half mood reader. I think that's the best way to describe my reading plan. Oh, hold on. Sound here, Bruno Love Nice. I have to continue the series of the book one. I don't know why, but I always thought Broken Empire would be a fantastic game. Really? I don't see how that could work. I mean, it's really, yeah, I don't see how that could work. I mean, I'm probably thinking about this the wrong way because I'm always, when it comes to talking about video games, my mindset is always looking at it in a role playing video games type. So I don't see how the Broken Empire could work as a role playing video games, but who knows, maybe someone will prove me wrong. Which series would you most want to see adapted to a TV series or film? Probably the Green Moon Saga. I think the Green Moon Saga has the chance to actually work so well as a TV show adaptation. And I know that it is currently in the making right now. The other one that I would really love to see is The First Law. I think The First Law is another one that has a good chance of actually working as a TV show. I don't know any fantasy books that I want to see made into a film because I honestly prefer them made into a TV series. I mean, making them into a TV series has actually more chances of more content. Yeah, if they're made it into film, it is quite likely that they will cut a lot of contents, and yeah, I don't want that. Hold on. Congrats on the channel. Who is your favorite Indonesian author? I have to admit that I don't read a lot of Indonesian books by Indonesian authors, so yeah, I don't think I can help you on that. I know that my wife actually read a lot of Indonesian authors, so I think my wife can offer better options, better answers for this one. Are you excited for ML Wong's new book, Blood Over Bright Haven? Absolutely. Oh, this is one of my most anticipated book. I forgot to mention this. I actually don't know whether this is actually being released within this year or not. But The Sword of Kaigen is still my favorite self-published fantasy book. It is my favorite standalone book as well. And yeah, without a doubt, that I am looking forward to Blood Over Bright Haven. Hey, Salas! I thought I missed it. I didn't. Woohoo! Thank you so much for being here. Salas, just like Haifa that I mentioned at the beginning of this video, is one of my co-bloggers, and yeah, she's such a great person. If some of you have TikTok, do follow her TikTok. Yeah, she's making a lot of great videos on TikTok right now, and I'm really proud of her. Seriously, Salas is a lovely person, and she reads a lot. It is thanks to her actually that I get to read a lot of books because both of us actually share our Kindle library, and because of that, we get to read a lot of books together. The best book of the year so far, the biggest book disappointment. So for the best book of the year, I think right now it is a tie. I have to think about it deeper. But right now, it is a tie between The First Binding by R.R. Virdi and also Illborn by Daniel T. Jackson. But I'm going to think about it deeper again and see which one I think would rank as my number one so far. For the biggest book disappointment, unfortunately, I have to say that it is right now Sword of Destiny by Sapkowski. It is crazy. I just did a review on this, not on my channel, but on Goodreads. But I really love The Last Wish. I don't know why the Sword of Destiny just didn't work for me. I have so many issues with Sword of Destiny. I don't know why. Well, not really so many issues, but the main point is this. I felt really bored reading Sword of Destiny. I don't know whether this is because of my reading mood or maybe because I've watched the TV show adaptation and played the video games. But yeah, it didn't work well with me. But The Last Wish work well. I still will. I still plan to read. What's the name? Blood of Elves. Yeah, the first main novel in The Witcher before I decided whether I will continue with the series or maybe put it down. But we'll see. Just read Legend by Gamal. Was pleasantly surprised by the humanity given to many of the characters, both main and side characters. Oh, I think that's really great to hear. As I said, I've read only the Trilogy, and one day I will read. Oh, Legend. Oh yeah. One day I will read Legend as well. I thought you said Sword in the Storm, which is the Rigante series. Can I read Daughter of the Emperor before reading other books of the same universe? Which book is this? Oh, do you mean Daughter of the Empire by Raymond E. Fies and Jenny Wirtz? If that's what you meant, I'm going to assume that it is. Yeah. You can actually read Daughter of the, especially Daughter of the Empire. But starting from the second book, although you can actually still read the entire trilogy without reading the Reform Saga or Reform Cycle. I think the first trilogy is called Reform Saga. Yeah, I think it is. But yeah, if you have read at least the first book in Reform Saga, it will actually benefit you so much in your reading of the second book, A Servant of the Empire, and also the third book, which is A Mistress of the Empire. But this is one of the best trilogy. This is so good. I read this trilogy last year, and it is incredible. What book are you on for the Echo Saga? I'm currently on the fourth book, which I'm going to start quite soon. I think probably after Babel. After I'm done with Babel, I'm going to read Babel after I'm done with Well of Ascension, and then I'm going to read the fourth book in the Echo Saga. And I'm really enjoying this series right now. It is such a great series, even though this series is so highly praised on Amazon. Somehow nobody talk about it on Booktube or maybe on Goodreads. So few people talk about it. But really, this series of books, I highly recommend it for those of you who love classic fantasy with a modern fantasy, modern fantasy narrative. Yeah, it is incredible. It did a lot of classic fantasy tropes right, but it also has its own twist on it, and I really enjoyed this trilogy. The author actually told me that he started to feel confident about his writing for this series starting from the fifth book. And I think that's insane. The series so far has been super good. Yeah, it's been super fun, really. I mean, there's nothing revolutionary about the first three books, but it's really fun. Yeah. Shan, are you reading of Darkness and Light? Oh, when are you reading of Darkness and Light by Ryan Cahill? In next month. Yeah. So this was one of the books that I planned to read last month, but I failed to get to it because I wasn't feeling like I was in the right mood for it. So I thought it's better for me to be, well, as I said, it's better for me to actually be reading this when I'm in the right mood. So yeah. If you could kill off any characters from books, TV, movie, games, oh my god, I want to say it, but this is spoiler. So yeah, sorry, I cannot answer this one because the characters that I want to be killed off is actually spoilers. You're doing great. Thank you so much, Sarah. Seriously, see, super kind. She's super kind. Do you review independently published books? Yes, a lot. I review a lot of self-published fantasy books. I actually love both traditionally published and self-published fantasy books equally. I think in both traditionally published and both self-published traditionally published and self-published fantasy, both of them have a lot of amazing fantasy books. You should definitely review One Piece by Ox. The pre-time skip part is forever in my heart. I'm not enjoying it as much now, and actually think Wano is bad. Really? So it would be great to hear your thoughts. I think Wano is great right now, but yeah, I'm definitely considering of doing covering One Piece on my channel. For those of you who follow Lost in Discovery, I think not too long from now I will actually appear on his channel to talk about One Piece. Maybe, yeah, not too long from now. We're still planning it. We're still planning it right now. We thought of doing it. I think last year we thought of doing it for the Alabasta arc, but yeah, our schedule didn't match, and now I think we can do it within this year for another arc in the One Piece saga, and maybe we're thinking maybe it's Water 7. Yeah, so it will be fun. Water 7 is one of the best saga in One Piece. Hello. Thank you, Kaiva. Thank you, Kavia. Thank you so much. Oh, that's Mikasa. The profile picture is Mikasa. Have you tried reading books in Kindle or Kobo? Oh, of course. I read a lot of books in Kindle. Majority of the books that I read through Kindle. Without Kindle, I don't think I will be able to actually read this many books. Seriously, thank you so much for ebooks. It means, yeah, it means the world really. I can't see my life without ebooks now. I just can't. Congratulations, by the way. You have a fantastic channel. Thank you, Paul. I've just bought my wife the Final Empire 10th Anniversary Edition. Have you recommended any books to your wife? Oh, so many. And one of them is actually Mistborn Trilogy. And I don't know if you follow me on Twitter right now, but I did mention that one of the reasons I became friends with with my wife is through Red Rising by Pierce Brown. So without Red Rising, without Mistborn, I don't think I would, well, I don't, maybe my fate would have been different. So yeah, I've recommended a lot, and I know that she really loves Sword of Kaigen by ML Wang too. It is such a fantastic book. Hi. Hi, Patrick. I just logged in. So sorry if you answered this, but what are your thoughts for Sanderson's Skyward series? No, I haven't answered this question because I haven't read Skyward. Skyward is one of my top priority series to start and finish within next year. I'm just going to say this now because next year I will read a lot of Sanderson's books, because not only Skyward, I also plan to read Stormlight Archive from the beginning in preparation for the fifth and, well, final book in Stormlight Part 1. Yeah, because Stormlight is a series of 10 books divided into 2 parts, and the 5th book will be the end of Part 1 of the Stormlight Archive. So yeah, just finished Hunger of the Gods, and what do you think about it? Did you enjoy it? Are you excited for House of the Dragon and Lord of the Rings TV show? I am. I am actually really excited for House of the Dragon. Both of them, I'm really excited for both of them. But I try not to have too high of an expectation for TV show adaptation right now, because I'm not too much of a let's just say that a lot of TV show adaptation actually failed for me, especially for fantasy. So yeah, I'm going to keep my expectation in check. I will have to say though that Game of Thrones, in my opinion, season 1 to season 6, it was absolutely amazing. Yeah, even though a lot of changes were made, especially starting from season 4, I think. Oh, season 5. I think season 5 was when it started having a lot of changes from the books, but I think season 1 to 6 is amazing as a TV show. Yeah. Underrated battle scenes. Basically, it is hard to answer a question like this, because every time I want to answer, I know that it is a huge spoiler. Let's just say that I think the battles in Jade War and also in Sword of Kaigen just doesn't get talked enough. They are truly some of the best fight scene in fantasy. Congratulations, Patrick. Quickly, you have to go on a quest to save the mythical furry beast Sir Choco from the clutches of the Dark Lord. Which 3 fantasy companions do you take with you? Who will I take? Maybe Kaladin? He can fly, right? So maybe he can still Choco back from me. Or maybe Logan. No, not Logan. Logan is not safe, even though he's really kind. You know, I have to think deeper for this kind of question, because it is always a difficult question to answer something like that. Do you like cheeseburgers? That is so random, but yeah, I like cheeseburgers. I do love Dark Souls. What's your favorite From Software game? Mine is Bloodborne. So this is a tough one. Maybe this is about recency bias as well, but I'm having a tough time actually choosing between Bloodborne, Elden Ring, and also Sekiro. I think Sekiro has the best battle in the entire From Software game. So yeah, those 3 I cannot choose. I just cannot choose between the 3. But yeah, those 3 are my favorites of the entire From Soft games. Thanks, Patrick, for your reviews. Thanks to you, I've started reading the First Law Trilogy, and I love it. Going through Best Served Cold right now. That's the 4th book. Best Served Cold is really good too. Although I still prefer the First Law Trilogy, I think Best Served Cold is amazing as well. And also the next book, The Heroes, I think that one is even better than Best Served Cold. You know, for Joe Abercrombie's books, the only one that didn't click too much with me is Red Country. Yeah, Red Country is the 3rd book in the standalone trilogy. That one didn't click too well with me, but That's just my opinion because I'm not too much of a fan of Western setting. Hi Patrick, congrats on the sub count. Thank you, May. Thank you. Hi. Oh my god, hold on. In New Fantasy Cafe, I volunteered to be Bart, but it will sell to be Mysterious Cloak, wearing fire picture in the corner who gives out quests. You know, I will take you up on that offer, Jay. Seriously. Hold on. This is so fast. Any fantasy or sci-fi recommendation for people in a reading slump? Short, non-manga option. I suggest Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldry. I think that is a great option. I was feeling kind of slumpy with fantasy back when I was going to start Legends and Latte. Let's just say that it came at the right time for me. I was in the mood for something short, something not too serious, something wholesome, and something that just compels me nonstop. And that book did it for me. Legends and Lattes is really good. It is one of my favorite books of the year so far. Fantasy Cafe sounds so cool. Thank you. Again, this is a dream. I don't know whether that will happen again one day or not, but if it is, I will let you all know. Yeah, exactly. You know, the first time I thought about it, it was to make a bar because I really love the Waystone Inn in The Name of the Wind. But I think handling drunken people will be too hard for me. So I prefer maybe a cafe. Yeah, it is, right? I think maybe you will like the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once Multiverse Time Travel. It's in cinema. You know, I've heard so many great things about it right now. And in fact, I actually just thought about this movie today. Yeah, so I will have to watch this really, really soon. Yeah, so many fantasy authors praise this movie so much. So yeah, I have to watch this. And I love Michelle Yeoh. Can't wait to see your future reviews on the Sun Eater books. Yeah, I feel positive that you will love them as much as Andrew and Scott. So I've read only the first few chapters of The Empire of Silence here. You can see it here. Yeah, I've read only the first few chapters just to give it a try, to give the prose a try. And yeah, this one, I think it's kind of guaranteed that I will love this series. That's why I'm feeling confident about getting the entire series. Totally here for the fantasy cafe restaurant. Maybe that's why Legends and Lattes click so well for you. maybe it is. But again, it is just such a great book. The theme of found family, the theme of community in Legends and Lattes just works so well. And this book has been super successful, and I think Travis Baldry deserved it. Yeah. My son wants to know if you have read Mortal Engines by Philip Brief. I haven't. Yeah, I know that there is a movie adaptation for this, right? I think it was directed by Peter Jackson, but I don't hear many people talk about it. Did it fail? So yeah, I haven't read Mortal Engines. Congratulations, by the way, but you can just go and steal my dream. Look, this dream doesn't mean that I have to own it, okay? Doesn't mean that I'm the only one who can do it. Seriously, if you can open this fantasy cafe around the world, that's even better. Seriously, one per country or multiple fantasy cafe per country. Have you read The Drift? Oh, by Salvatore. No, not yet. I do have the first trilogy. It was, I think, Homeland, Sojourn, and Exile. Yeah, I have that trilogy on my TBR, but I haven't read. I haven't read anything by Salvatore. I think we are all rooting for you to open a fantasy cafe right now. Oh, thank you so much, Sarah. So basically, one of the reasons why I wanted to make a fantasy cafe is because there is a lot of like kind of anime or manga theme cafe in Japan. When I went to Japan, it was something that, let's just say, it's something that I cannot forget. It's such a cool theme, and that's also why I want to make something similar to it one day. Just want to say congrats again. You are an absolute legend and a fantastic fan upwards and onwards to 20K. It's nap time for me. Thank you so much, Andrew, seriously. And likewise, thank you so much for your friendship. You've been super supportive of my channel, and it really felt reassuring that when I opened this live stream, you are there already. So thank you so much. As I said, I'm pretty nervous about doing live stream on my own. Hey, thank you, Sarah. So cool that you made it here. Accidentally packed Grace of Kings when I moved, but I just found it on Script. Will you, my junior things? Will you love candy? That's so good. Please do let me know your thoughts, Mariel. Seriously, I really want to hear your thoughts on the Grace of Kings. As I said, this is super underrated, and I'm really glad that more and more people are right now picking this book up. And Ken Liu is such a terrific writer. If a lot of you haven't read any of Ken Liu's books, maybe try giving his what's the name? Paper Managery and Other Stories collection of stories. It is amazing. His Paper Managery, the Paper Managery is the best short story that I've read. It is 15 pages long, but it is enough to actually hurt your emotion so much. It is a masterpiece of a short story. So good. Have you read any Joe Abercrombie books? Yeah. I talk about Joe Abercrombie books a lot on my channel. He is one of my top favorite authors, and I recommend his First Law books. All of them. Just start from the First Law trilogy. Start from the Blade itself and make your way through its publication order. You can't go wrong, really. He's one of the best when it comes to characterizations and actions. He's one of the best in the entire genre, in my opinion. Dragons and Dumpings? You mean dumplings? Dumpings? Yeah, Dragons and Dumplings is kind of a good name. I haven't thought about it yet, so I haven't thought about the name for a fantasy cafe or fantasy restaurant, but I'll consider that in the list of names, okay? I'm so intrigued and curious about Babel. Yeah, me too. Seriously, I really love Rebecca Huang's books, the Peppy War trilogy. I know that it's really mixed received, but it is a trilogy that works so well with me, especially the first book and especially the third book. The third book is my favorite of the entire trilogy. Thank you for recommending Emerald City. Totally dig it when you get a chance to. Emerald City? Oh, Jade City. yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome, 80s. I'm glad that you're enjoying Jade City. Seriously, it is one of my favorite trilogies. Is Ancestral more underrated? This is. Oh, I think right now Ascent trilogy is more underrated because We Know in Flame trilogy is currently gaining momentum because the Broken Binding is releasing a special edition for the We Know in Flame. So yeah, I think right now Ash and Sand is actually more underrated. Not too many people have read Ascent trilogy, and for those of you who love grimdark fantasy, I highly recommend Ascent trilogy by Richard Nell. Yeah, Ash and Sand trilogy by Richard Nell starts with Kings of Paradise. It is a great trilogy. It is also quite unique. Yeah, the magic in that trilogy felt so unique. It's kind of like a mind palace. So okay, I will have to stop at that because saying beyond that is spoilers. But I recommend Ascent trilogy. Actually, We Know in Flame trilogy too. And for which one do I think is better? It's kind of hard right now. I'm leaning toward Ascent trilogy, but I think depending on my mood, I could end up choosing We Know in Flame trilogy. There is something about We Know in Flame trilogy that works so well with me. I mean, it is one of my favorite trilogy too. But yeah, I think I will have to reread these two series one day and see which one I love more. Which next book released this year are you most looking forward to, apart from Miss Bone, of course? So the first binding, I've read the first bindings. Maybe it is Until the Last. Yeah, Until the Last and Prince of Crowns. But Until the Last is by Mike Shackle. It is the third book in the Last Word trilogy. This is again one of the most underrated fantasy trilogy that I've read. And also, Prince of Crowns is the fourth book in War for the Rose Throne series by Peter McLean. Again, this series is also underrated, and I think both of these they are finally at their conclusion this year, and I'm looking forward to reading them. Yeah. Thank you, Rekindled Reader. Oh, that's a good name. I'm reading now The Hunt for Red October by Tom Clancy. Oh, I haven't read anything by Tom Clancy. Will you read Iron Prince in June? I don't think so. I'm currently thinking of reading Iron Prince in July. But again, this book is huge, okay? Iron Prince is like 1,000 pages long. So even though I really want to, but again, if you look at my TBR on Goodreads, you will know that I struggled at choosing which books will I read next because there are so many. Favorite boss from Elden Ring? I think Malenia, even though she is difficult, I think it will have to be Malenia, General Radahn, and also Malikat. Yeah, Malikat. I really love the design for Malikat, the Black Blade. It's amazing. I think, but there are, to be honest, there are so many amazing boss in Elden Ring. So many of them are amazing. And yeah, Brandon Corrado book series with his nose, and no one would be surprised. Yeah, I believe you. Seriously, I do. Gotta go. Have a great day and congrats. Thank you so much, Jory. Thank you for making your time to visit my live stream. I'd be so scared to watch your First Law adaptation. I'd be terrified that they ruin it. Yeah, that's true. And to be honest, this is the same for all adaptation for a fantasy series. But seeing how well A Song of Ice and Fire started off, I think the first law has the chance. Yeah, it has the chance to actually work well. Uh, yeah, and plus it is a completed trilogy, right? How long do you read every day and how many books at a time? Congratulations, by the way. Thank you, Hanzala Hamid. And I read only one book at a time. At most, I will read two books at a time, but that's very rare because I don't like reading two books at a time. I always read one book at a time. And how long do I read every day? It usually depends on how busy I am, but it's about 2 until 4 hours. Yeah, it's usually about 2 until 4 hours. Do you know other Southeast Asian booktubers? Thinking of starting a channel myself, but I don't feel ready and want to support others first. I know one. Her name is Leah, but she's currently in Canada. So yeah, make sure to check out her channel. I think her channel is titled An Ode to Fiction. Leah, An Ode to Fiction. And you should start your own channel. Come on, accompany me as one of Southeast Asian booktubers. Hey Alex, thank you so much for visiting my live stream. And Alex is a great channel. He just started making his own channel. If you want to watch a great sci-fi and fantasy reviews, check out his channel. I think his channel will be great. And the same goes for Nikki. Nikki is one of my earliest friends from Goodreads. Yeah, and thank you so much, Nikki. It means a lot that you visit my live stream. And yeah, for those of you who haven't subscribed to Nikki, I highly suggest to check out her channel as well. Love your videos, Petrik. I saw your videos about RRVD's book, and I like to recommend the Summer Duology by Gautam Bhatia. It's my favorite Indian fantasies. Is it fantasy or sci-fi? I think I've heard about Summer Duology. And speaking of South Asian, there is this book. It's called Son of Darkness by Gaurav Mohati. It is, if I'm not mistaken, it is the first grim dark epic fantasy novels in India. I could be wrong on this though. I think I just saw this in a blog post, and it is one of the books that I plan to read within this year. And it has such a great cover art. Congrats for 15K. Like you, I live outside US, UK, and Europe, so getting new release and rare edition of physical is really hard. What are your thoughts on that? Well, I talked about this earlier in my live stream, but to repeat myself, not to repeat myself too much, it is hard. I don't have anything else to add to that. It is hard, and that's why I'm always thankful for the existence of ebooks, because shipping is super expensive. I've had a lot of special editions that I want to buy, but I stopped because of the shipping fee and also custom fee. So yeah, unfortunate, but that's what it is. Life isn't fair. Thoughts about the Jujutsu Kaisen movie? The best movie of the year so far. Jujutsu Kaisen Zero is my favorite movie of the year so far. So good. It is so good. Thank you, Uri. Thank you. Did you end up getting Curious King Blade itself? Yes. I have secured a copy of the standard edition for the Blade itself. Just the standard edition, because the numbered and lettered edition is too out of my price range. Ilborn or Sword of Kagen. Seriously, it is still the best of published fantasy books that I've read. Congratulations from Kenya. Ooh, thank you so much. That Eric Omnibus looks epic, and wanted to agree on the awesome Blondel. Exactly, Juliel Blondel. Yeah, that's the name. That's the name of the graphic novel adaptation. I really love the comic adaptation for Eric of Mendibolne. I've read only, I think, the first two. I really need to continue with that one. And my comic adaptation by Mark Mignola of that's interesting. I will give it a try. Thank you for the recommendation. I would love a video where you rank your masterpiece shelf on Goodreads. Congrats. Yeah, this one is difficult. It's really difficult. I've tried doing it and I still failed. Every time I put something above something, and my mind always think, am I confident about it? But yeah. that is really, really hard. What's your favorite type of cookie? Blondies? I love blondies. Does that count as cookies? But yeah, I love blondies. I think I prefer that than the normal cookies because it's much sweeter. I love the taste of sweets. Does blondie actually count as cookies? I actually don't know. Hold on. This one is moving so fast, the comments. The Goodreads reviews from you and Jake Bishop convinced me to try Realm of the Elderling soon. Those 500 pounds. Yeah. Wow, you haven't sorry. You haven't started the Realm of the Elderlings? I highly recommend it, seriously. This is an experience of a lifetime. I mean, Frontier Trilogy is a great trilogy, but it is not the best. It is not the best trilogy. Once you get to the second one, Life Ship Traders, that one is one of the best trilogy in the entire series. I think Life Ship Traders is my rank second on my list, and the first favorite trilogy in the Realm of the Elderlings is The Fifth and the Fourth, which is the last trilogy. Yeah, but you really should read The Realm of the Elderlings. Robin Hobb is a terrific writer. Hold on. Hello, Petrik. Oh, from Korea. I just want to say I hope you have a great day and great week. Thank you so much, seriously. Related to anime manga, did you watch or read Bleach and Dragon Ball? Yes, I grew up with Dragon Balls. It is a manga and anime series that means so much to me. I used to always do Kamehameha when I was a child, I do Kamehameha with my brother, and my brother would act as Vegeta, I would act as Son Goku. But yeah, it is a great series. I haven't read the new one though. What's the name? Dragon Ball Super? Yeah, I haven't checked out that one. Have you watched The Expanse? Yeah, I think The Expanse is a better show. I think let's just say this. Compared to the books, I think The Expanse is actually better as a TV series. Yeah, this is one of the rare situations where the TV show is actually better than the books, in my opinion. It's so unfortunate that they're not adapting the final 3 books because, Babylon's Ashes, which is the 6th book in the series, which is the conclusion to the Expanse TV show, I consider Babylon's Ashes to be one of the weakest book of the series. But in the show, it is incredible, one of the best season of the entire series. Do you have a favorite character from the books or show? I think Holden? No. It's kind of hard. They're kind of equal. All of them are kind of equal to me. I think it's such a balanced cast of characters. Do you prefer animal companions with animal personality? Storm? This is kind of difficult. I love both. Animal companions is always great, but I think if I have to choose, I think I have to choose animal companions with animal personality. I think in a way it kind of makes it more special, but I love Night Eyes. Okay, Night Eyes is one of my favorite animal companions. But if I have to choose between these two questions, I'm going to choose animal companions with animal personality, because Storm is I think Storm, Ghost, they are some of my favorite animal companions in fantasy. Congratulations, Petrik. I love your reviews. What do you think about the Powder Mage series? Oh yeah, I've read the Powder Mage trilogy. It is a great trilogy. I think the second book, The Crimson Campaign, is the best of the trilogy. I just actually read his newest book. I don't think it's good, but I don't think it's as good as his Powder Mage books. But I'm probably on the unpopular opinion side on this. So yeah. You are doing awesome work. Love your reviews. They are so relatable. After I feel that I'm not getting that feel. What do you mean? Do you mean that the Stormlight Archive didn't work out well with you? Could you please suggest something? It depends. What are you looking for right now? Epic fantasy with a lot of magics, or maybe not magic? Do you prefer with dragons or not? And something like that. Let me know, and I will try to suggest you something. Thank you, Austin. Did you delay Wars of Light and Shadow to 2023? So the reason why I want one of my priority series within this year is to actually start Wars of Light and Shadow, and I still plan on starting Wars of Light and Shadow, maybe at the second half of this year. But I want to make sure that I'm reading this series closer to its ending. Yeah, right now there's only one book left in the series, and I think it's in editing stage right now. So right now the plan is that I'm hoping that there will be a release date for Wars of Light and Shadow, the final book, really soon. Then I can plan my way through the series, because this is a big series. Okay, it is 11 books and they're massive, and supposedly it is as complex and dense as Malazan Book of the Fallen, even though they're different kind of series. So yeah, this is still on my plan to read within this year, but I don't think I will be able to read all of them within this year. I am so glad you will read Babel earlier. Looking forward to your opinion. I will get to Fever Star. Oh yeah, I just watched Elliot Brooks talk about Fevered Star. I completely forgot that Fevered Star has been released, even though I really love Black Sun. So yeah, I'm really overwhelmed by my TBR pile that I forgot about it. But yeah, I will read Babel soon, and hopefully I will post my review on this channel. I'm a new person to the channel, but I've bought a lot of books you have recommended. That's cool. That's so good to hear, Wendy. I still haven't read them all, but I'm on the second book for Mistborn now. Hey, that's what I'm reading right now. Ta-da! I'm doing a second read of Mistborn. I'm doing a third read of Mistborn Era 2 right now. So I hope you will love The Well of Ascension. Any interest in reading The Dark Tower, Patrick? And so I have actually started reading The Dark Tower, the first book. So many years ago. I was still a kid, and I think I made a mistake of reading that book when I was still a kid. I didn't understand anything about the Dark Tower. I remember there was a gunslinger, but that's it. That's all I remember about the Dark Tower. So I will never say never, but yeah, I think one day I will try to read the Dark Tower. I know that there's a lot of mixed reception towards the ending, and every time I think about that, I'm kind of afraid of giving it a try. I'm really excited to read Jade City as well, thanks to you. Yes, do let me know your thoughts when you have read Jade City. Seriously, it is an amazing trilogy, and Jade War is much superior, and then Jade Legacy is even better than the first two books. What are your thoughts on Orson Scott's work? I've read only Ender's Game, and I'll be honest, this probably should count as unpopular opinion, but I wasn't able to finish Ender's Game. Maybe I was in the wrong mood, but yeah, I couldn't finish Ender's Game back then. But one day I maybe will try it again. I don't know whether the writing just didn't click with me, whether I was in the wrong mood, but again, we'll see. Are you excited for James Islington new series, and can it ever live up to Alchemius? It is one of my most anticipated books of next year, because James Islington has mentioned that his book will be released in 2023, and my God, I am so excited about this. James Islington, his trilogy, Alchemius trilogy, is just so good, especially the third book, The Light of All That Falls, one of the best conclusions to a series that I've read. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that, but I don't know whether it will live up to Alchemius or not, but I think right now, James Islington is a much better writer compared to when he was writing The Shadow of What Was Lost. So fingers crossed that it will be a better trilogy. Do you read any other books besides fantasy books? If so, what is your favorite book out of the fantasy genre? Yeah, I do read sci-fi. Well, sci-fi is kind of interchangeable with fantasy, but I do read historical fiction. I've done a video on this. My favorite SFF books, they are The Cemetery of Forgotten books by Carlos Rizafon, a genius. He was a genius. And also the Genghis Khan series by Khan Igulden. Those two are my favorite non-SFF books. And also, you know what, I'll just mention them all. Warlord Chronicles trilogy by Bernard Cornwell, and also Lancelot by Giles Christian. Warlord Chronicles and Lancelot are Arthurian retellings, but they are amazing. I've read a lot of Arthurian retellings, and I think these are the best one of them all. Favorite classical literature book? I think right now it is a tie between To Kill a Mockingbird and 1984. I think 1980. Yeah, it's a tie between those two. I can't choose. Heading out now, love, so proud of you. Thank you so much, Celeste, and thank you so much for watching my live stream. Favorite non-fiction book? Sapiens? Sapiens, and also In Order to Live. Yeah, In Order to Live by Yeonmi Park. It is an autobiography about Yeonmi Park, who escaped North Korea, and also Sapiens is by Yuval Harari. Yeah. I love philosophical books. I do read some philosophical books sometimes, and yeah, I think those two right now are my favorite non-fiction books, just from the top of my mind. Oh, and also this, what's the name? Hollywood Park. Yeah, Hollywood Park by Mikhail Yolat. Yeah, I read that one last year, and let's just say I read that one last year, and I'm so surprised by that one. That was so well written. If you haven't read Hollywood Park, I highly recommend it. It talks about depression, talk about family, talk about music. It is incredible, an incredible nonfiction book. I'm glad I didn't miss this. I wish lucky I had to get up early today and caught you. You're doing a great job. Wishing you more and more subscribers. Thank you so much. Seriously, I'm glad that you were able to make it to my live stream. Oh no, hold on. What are you looking forward to most, the Rings of Power or How to Train Dragons? Between those two, I'm excited about them both. I think, oh my god, it depends. I really love some parts of Silmarillion. I actually forgot. Did will the Rings of Power actually adapt parts of the Silmarillion? Yeah, I can't forget. But if it is, let's just say that I'm excited about it. But if not, I will have to choose the House of the Dragon because I love Fire and Blood. Well, not love, but I love the history of the Dance with the Dragons. Yeah, so yeah. Reviewing, filming, editing, comment, responding, it's a labor of love, but it also takes so much time. How do you keep a healthy balance between life and all of the things that come along with this? Yeah, this is something that I'm still learning to do to this day. And not gonna lie, sometimes it is hard because reviewing all these things mentioned here, all of them takes a lot of time, and I do love them. But yeah, finding a balance to it is hard. You know what? I think I will make a video on this one day. I think it's better for me to actually plan to plan my wording on this and actually tell you, because yeah, this one is difficult, and again, as I said, I'm still learning to do this. Yeah, yeah. This is talking about Jujutsu Kaisen Zero, by the way. It is an anime movie, the prequel to Jujutsu Kaisen anime TV show. It's so good, so good. Any tips for studying Booktube as someone from US, Canada, UK? I don't have much other than just do it. Seriously, I contemplated starting Booktube for 6 months. Yeah, if it weren't for Jimmy and a lot of my supporters on Patreons and also on my review, sorry, on Goodreads and also on my blog, I don't think I would have started Booktube. It is something that I've always wanted to try, but I was always too afraid to do it. But again, just do it. Seriously, just give it a try. Don't worry about your equipment. Just do what. If you feel like doing it, just do it. What can go wrong? You can only fail doing the Booktube channel, right? Side note: finally enough money that took me only one try. What? Really? Malenia, her first phase, I actually won. The first time I fought Malenia, I actually won immediately. I won the first phase immediately, and then I lost in the second phase, and then after that I kept on dying to the first phase. But I think Malenia took me an hour, so that's not too bad compared to many other players out there. So yeah, I'm quite proud of that. And again, it's such a shame that we cannot fight this boss again, and unless we started a new playthrough. So yeah. Thank you, Dustin. Thank you so much. Did you go on any version of Goku? Yeah, Gohan. Gohan is a great character, so I cannot fault your choice, especially in the Cells arc. Oh my god, Gohan in that arc was so good. Is the first Binding a series or something? Oh, it is a series. It is a series. I think right now it is a trilogy. Yeah, I think it is a trilogy right now. Not sure. I'm not sure about that though. It could be longer because it seems like there is room for so much stories in this world. Okay. Yeah, I just don't know why Akira Toriyama decided to suddenly continue with Dragon Ball again. It just doesn't. I don't know. I just feel mixed about it, and I thought Dragon Ball Z already ended on a very satisfying note, and yeah, I just don't want my feelings on it kind of ruined because sometimes a series like that happened. So yeah. Totally agree with you on the Expanse. I'm only 3 books through the series, but I've seen the entire show, and it's simply one of the best show. Yeah, I agree with you. Again, not only the Babylon's Ashes that I just mentioned, but also for the third book, Abaddon's Gate. I think that one was so bad. Yeah, Abaddon's Gate. Yeah, it is Abaddon's Gate. I think that one was so bad. While in the TV show, I never felt like any of the season was bad. maybe the first one was the weakest, but I think after that, everything after that was brilliant. It was brilliant. Do you watch any sports? If so, what are your favorite sports? I sometimes watch basketball. I used to really, really get into basketball and also football. But now I tend to watch tennis more often. I love tennis, even though I cannot play tennis, but I love watching tennis. Maybe one day I will start learning to play tennis. I can play basketball and also football, but only those two. I bet you definitely should read some Digimon manga because wait, Digimon, they really, really good, and you should review Kingdom because I think it might blow up on YouTube just like One Piece has. Really? For Kingdom? I mean, Kingdom by Yasuhisa is one of the best manga series. Seriously, it is incredible. It is quite surprising that not probably no one. Yeah, I don't think anyone on Booktube has actually covered Kingdom, but it is the best historical fiction manga series. So good, so good. So I don't know. Kingdom is also a huge commitment. Okay, Ali. Yeah, just like One Piece. So if I cover One Piece, I don't think I will have time for Kingdom anytime soon. But you know that is kind of a good idea. I tried covering Vagabond last time, but it didn't go. It didn't go well. It went really bad. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe one day. Yeah. Seriously, I have so many videos I want to make. I wish I have the time to actually make them all. I'm wondering if you have any recommendation in fantasy with morally great characters or where the main character is the bad guy. If you want a fantasy series where the main character is really the bad guy, then you should try the Broken Empire trilogy. I mean, by Mark Lawrence. I personally I felt kind of mixed about the trilogy. I don't think it's as highly praised as some people claim to be. But if you want some where the main character is truly the bad guy, then yeah, choose that one. As for morally great characters, you cannot go wrong with choosing The First Law World by Joe Abercrombie and A Song of Ice and Fire, of course, by George R. R. Martin, and also, well, the Greenbone Saga also have a lot of morally great characters. Yeah, Greenbone Saga is by Fonda Lee. Dragon Ball Super is great. The latest movie where they introduced Broly as canon character was, oh yeah, they did that. I actually forgot that Broly all this time is not a canon character. Yeah. Okay, that actually sounds kind of good because I love Broly. Hold on. Is Edge of Matters better than the first law? Oh, why do you do this? Oh, nah. I think I still have to choose the first law for this. The first law trilogy. I mean, yeah, just the Age of Matters is terrific. Okay, I think when it comes to the technicality of writing, Joe Abercrombie is at his best when he's writing Last Argument of Kings and the Age of Matters trilogy. Yeah, but at the same time, for characters, there is no one that can replace Logan Ninefingers, Sandan Gokta. I mean, come on, and Bias. Yeah, they're irreplaceable. As Bloody Nine is one of my top favorite characters in fantasy, so yeah, I'm kind of biased about this. Wendy, read for slow. Yes. Elevator pitch for Lycanius. Interesting. One of the most complex and yet with accessible writing. Let's just say that this is Malazan Book of the Fallen in smaller scope. And also the Wheel. Let's just say that this is the Wheel of Time and also Mistborn Trilogy and the complexity of Malazan. I actually mean this. In much smaller books, yeah, because this is only 3 books long and it has reached a very satisfying conclusion, and the writing is similar to Mistborn. Yeah, Islington has mentioned that he started writing Lycanius trilogy because of Mistborn trilogy and also the Wheel of Time. So yeah, that's something to consider when you're going to read the Lycanius. It's really good, seriously. When are you guys getting Warband to talk about the Hunger of the Gods? Don't worry, we are talking about it right now. We're just waiting for everyone in the Warband to finish reading Hunger of the Gods first, and then after that, we will begin the discussion for the Hunger of the Gods. It's been a while, really. It's been a while since we came together to discuss about John Gwynn's book, and hopefully we will get to do that soon. Do you read much sci-fi? Yeah, quite a lot. I think sci-fi is my second favorite genre, but lately I've been reading much more fantasy. But not gonna lie, I've been missing a lot of sci-fi lately. I think not long from now I will start to read more and more sci-fi books. Yeah. I unfortunately I have to voice the same sentiment for this. Lightbringer, especially the first 3 books, especially book 2, which is the Blinding Knife, and the third book, The Broken Eye. I think those 2 are the best of the entire series. But book 4, yeah, that one was disappointing, and book 5, yeah, that one also has a disappointing ending. I'm so sorry that I cannot give praises for I cannot give overwhelming praises for the Lightbringer for this, because yeah, there are some things, some really really questionable decisions from the authors in the broken the broken sorry, I forgot the Black Mirror. Yeah, the Black Mirror and also the Burning White. Yeah, there are some really questionable decision in those 2. I actually think the series would actually work so much better as a 4-book series. Yeah, you're gonna love Worlds of Light and Shadow. I think I will, because I have loved all of Jenny Ward's books so far, and those are Rift for Empire Trilogy and also to Write Hell's Chasm. Yeah, all of them are great. I think Jenny Ward is one of the most underrated fantasy authors, and she has released so many books. The book by Yolat was so heartbreaking. Yeah, it is. I can't believe that story is actually real. It is crazy. So yeah, thank you, Sandhya. Thank you. Your favorite standalone fantasy book, The Sword of Kaigen by M.L. Wang. I've talked about this a lot, but I think that spot is really hard to beat. The Sword of Kaigen is such a masterpiece. Legends and Latte is a great standalone though, so you should consider picking that one up. I love it. Are there any other books in the slice of life fantasy genre? I haven't found it yet, so I really, as I said in my review for Legends and Latte, slice of life is actually one of my favorite subgenre. It is unfortunate though that I haven't seen a lot of great slice of life in the fantasy genre. But if you want great slice of life in sci-fi, many people have praised Becky Chambers' books, so maybe consider picking that one up. Wayfarer series, yeah, I think that one is often considered as slice of life as well. So yeah. How excited are you for Stormlight 5? Obviously super excited, but I try not to think about it too much. Otherwise, it's hard for me to concentrate. If I were to say that, yeah, this is one of my top most anticipated books, for sure. I hope that it will come out at the end of next year. I love The Lightbringer and I'm in that taste. Not sure why everyone flipped. It is not about, oh my god, this is spoiler territory. But let's just say that it doesn't match, okay? Personally, for me, it doesn't match what the entire series, the previous 4 books, especially its magic system. I mean, the entire series has always used a hard magic system, but at the 5th book, it started shifting insanely towards soft magic system, and there is a lot. I mean, the entire book is practically Deus Ex Machina Fiesta. It's just such a disappointment for me, even though I never felt bored reading through it. But yeah, it just doesn't match what I wanted after reading the first 4 books. What is your most nostalgic video game? Mine is The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, one of my favorites of all time. So I think it will have to be, oh my god, there is so much. When you talk about video games, there are so many video games that I played back then. Final Fantasy, many of them, 7, 8, 9, 10, a lot of them gave me, all of them gave me nostalgia. And then Suikoden also gave me nostalgia. The Legend of Dragoon, oh my god, we can talk about this all day long. There are so many games. I used to play so many games. I mean, I still do, but yeah, I think I played so much more games back then. So many. Yeah, those were really good times. Hello, Mario. Hello, Pat. Did you read any Miles Cameron books? So, Red Knight series, I have actually read the first 2 books. This is the Traitor Sun Cycle, for those of you who don't know. The first book is The Red Knight, and the second book is The Fell. Okay, I forgot about it. I forgot about the title. I think The Fell Sword. Yeah, I think it is The Fell Sword. But unfortunately, I have to say that this series just doesn't click with me. I don't like the setting. I don't like the setting, and the writing just, even though the battles were really good, but I don't know. I have written a full spoiler-free review for The Red Knight and also The Fell Sword on Goodreads and my blog. So you can check those out. Why the books didn't click with me? Yeah, unfortunately. But I still want to read Christian Cameron's book, which is his historical fiction books. I still want to read them because so many people actually told me that even if I actually dislike his fantasy books, I still should give his historical fiction a try, because that's his main forte, supposedly. what are some good manga for beginners? So Death Note is a really good manga for those of you who are into starting reading manga series. One Piece is another great one because One Piece starts really casual. Yeah, it starts really casual and it keeps building up with each volume. So yeah, those two are really good for those of you who are new to manga. Jujutsu Kaisen is also good. Yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen is also a good manga. Oh, I know another one that I just read last year, Tokyo Revengers. Yeah, Tokyo Revengers by Ken Wakui. It is so addictive to read that manga series, and I think it will work so well for those of you who are new to reading manga series. Gotta go now. You've been awesome. Thank you so much, Eon. And yeah, not long from now I have to go too because it's really late here. But I'll try to stay for 5 more minutes here. Yes, I thought about Abeda's get felt like also it was missing. Yeah. Kamina drama is a good character, especially in the show. Oh my god. Kamina is probably one of the best characters there. I really love your work. I'm torn between starting the Green Moon Saga. Oh, this is hard. Let's just put it to setting here. If you're into more of a high fantasy series, then choose the Lycanius trilogy first. But if you're into trying, let's say, an urban epic fantasy, then try the Green Moon Saga. But in the end, I think you have to read both of them because they are both amazing, okay? When people say First Law doesn't really have a plot, what do they mean? Are they building towards something? So when people say that the First Law doesn't have plot, the First Law do have a plot, okay? But there isn't a lot to go with in the first book because it's all about the characters. It's about introducing the characters in the Blade itself. The story really begins, like the main story really begins in the second book, which is before they are hanged. So yeah. Hold on. Who were your favorite basketball and football player? Who's your favorite tennis player? Mine is Nadal. Oh, okay. So for basketball, I think it has to be Allen Iverson back then. A long time ago, it used to be Allen Iverson. I also love Stephen Curry. And for football, football. This is a tough one. I have too many to choose. It's hard. It's too hard for me for football player. I used to love Shevchenko and then Ibrahimovic, but not the person, but I like his skill. Okay, and then also Cristiano Ronaldo. But yeah, there are a lot of great football players and basketball players. And for tennis player, my favorite will always be Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal. Okay, those two will always be my favorite tennis player. The Fall has an awesome bad character. Do you mean villain? If yes, it is. It does has an awesome bad character. Do you read One Piece? Yes, it is one of my favorite manga series of all time. I've been reading One Piece since I was a kid. Yeah, I've been reading One Piece I think for 2 decades now, at least more or less 20 years. Yeah, I've been reading One Piece for so long, and I will actually cry when the manga is finished. I'm about to start Lycanius 2 soon. Cannot wait. So yeah, Lycanius 2 is when the series gets much more complex. So yeah, make sure to prepare yourself for that. But it is a great trilogy, and I think you will love it. If you have loved Shadow of What Was Lost, I don't think you will dislike Echo of Things to Come. Hey everyone, hi Tiago, and congrats on 15K. So Tiago has a book called A Touch of Light, and Andrew Wizardly Read has praised it so much. I haven't read that book, so if you're looking to try I think it is a Grimdark survival fantasy book that's praised quite highly, then give that a try. Maybe one day, I don't know when, again, I will give A Touch of Light a try. Hey Patrick, have you read the Ardor Band books? Not yet. I've talked about this earlier. Someone has asked me this question, so I haven't read the Ardor Band books. I think this series will. I think my co-blogger has read The Thousand Deaths of Ardor Band, and she said that this has a very unique magic system. So put that in mind. And the last book is actually titled The Last Lies of Ardor Band. I'm pretty sure that it is inspired by The Last of Lamora. It's been a blast, Patrick. Gotta go now. See you in the next video. Thank you so much, Uri. And yeah, it is almost time for me to go too. I'm going to read a few more questions and then I gotta go. Sorry for this. Have you done Aerith DFZ? Yeah, I haven't read DFZ Trilogy, even though I really like Heart Strikers. It's unfortunate, really. I'm hoping that I can get to it soon. I don't know when though, but Rachel Aaron is a great writer. Her books are really accessible, and I don't think when I give it a try, I think I will get to them really fast. Yeah, and it's great to hear that you liked it more than Heart Strikers, though, because I think you agree with me on this. There are some parts in the fifth book that I didn't click with me. I think it should have been a 4-book series than 5-book series. So yeah, I did. And you're welcome, Nikki. Seriously, video. Yeah, I will, I will, I will look at my schedule and then I will try to make a video. I think a lot of people have asked me to do a video on this topic too. Anyway, yeah, I did. I have talked about it with Lost in Discovery about talk about the prologue, and it is so good. It is fantastic. Cannot wait for Stormlight 5. Yeah, I agree. Should I start Greenbone Saga or Of Blood and Bone? So I assume that you have read The Faithful and the Fallen. If you recently just finished The Faithful and the Fallen, then I suggest giving Of Blood and Bone. Let's just say you should give them some space, because if you love The Faithful and the Fallen, it's really, really hard to get over the characters in The Faithful and the Fallen. They are all memorable characters, compelling characters, and I'm not saying that the characters in Of Blood and Bone are bad or anything, but when you read Of Blood and Bone, at least from my experience, I kept on thinking about the characters in The Faithful and the Fallen. So I think it's better for you to give them some space. Yes. After that, then yeah, you should read Greenbone Saga. But if you just finished The Faithful and the Fallen earlier, then I think you should read the Greenbone Saga first. Thank you so much, Franco. I will try to fit in manga videos too as much as I can anyway. But yeah. You're right. Actually, I'm going to get a haircut probably the day after tomorrow. So yeah, it is really long now. Yeah, exactly. The first book, especially, the editing was so bad. So many typos, so many grammatical errors, and I don't usually complain about this. Have you listened to Kaladin album by the Black Piper? If you have any thoughts. Oh yeah, I did. I think it is a great album though, but to be honest, so I think the main purpose of this album is to actually read the scene while you listen to the songs, right? So I cannot read while I listen to songs. So yeah, it's kind of hard for me. But you know what? I think as hearing each song on its own, they are great. Yeah. Have you listened to the song of Seven Stars King Killer by Madigan? I don't think I have. I have to check on that after I'm done after maybe tomorrow. Is there a book you hate so much you feel sorry for the trees? Yeah. Uprooted by Naomi Novik. I actually put this exact word on my reviews. I pity the tree that would cut down to actually make that book. But yeah, I hate Uprooted. Seriously, it is the worst fantasy book that I've read. Drop by to say hello. Thank you so much, Hassan Mir. Seriously, thank you. I'm newer Booktube channel and curious, what part of the process do you enjoy most, and do you do anything specific to continuously improve? Congrats again, love the channel and recommendations. So, I think the most improvement that I made is to be more confident in speaking English, because English is my third language, right? I talk about this plenty of times on my channel, but one of the reasons why I started my own channel is that to make sure that my English speaking doesn't get rusty. I mean, even though I keep on writing and talking with a lot of people using English in text, but I don't use my English conversation a lot in real life. So this is one of the ways for me to keep on using my English. Yeah. And to continuously improve, I think you have one of the best way is to keep on watching other booktubes, see which one that you enjoy, and also see a lot of tutorials regarding editing. Really, that's one of the things that I'm still learning to this day. Editing is part of the process that's really hard for me, but every time I post a video, even though sometimes it's hard, it's tedious sometimes to edit videos, every time I post and I see the comments, I know that, yeah, this feels rewarding to me. And probably that's probably the best part of Booktube for me. And hearing that a lot of people actually add books to their TBR, and some of them actually end up being their favorite books, that always makes me happy. That's why I love reviewing books. That's why I love doing a Booktube channel. Have you read The Chronicles of Amber? I actually haven't. This is another one by Roger Zelani, right? Yeah, this is another one that's still on my radar. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, this is it's past 12 a.m. here too, so yeah, I'm going to get some sleep really soon. Can you recommend a guide on how to read manga? I'm a noob and manga. I've read sometimes panel are the hard to follow based on their size placement. So I think uh, one of the best. You have to remember when you read manga, it is right to left. So right, left, right, left, right, left. Yes, it is different from reading a graphic novel in English because there they goes from left to right. So that's one of the main thing to remember, and it will take some time. I think if you're new to manga, I think it will take some time for you to get used to that. So start from something simple. Start from something like Tokyo Revengers or Spy Cross Family. Spy Family by I forgot the author. Sorry for that. Yeah, but Spy Family is really hot right now. It is a great manga, and I think it is one of those manga series that's very accessible to newcomer to manga. What book gave you the best reading experience? I like immersion. Oh, and there are so many, too many books to mention here. Sorry, but yeah, I've talked about my favorite completed fantasy series as of 2020, and my favorite ongoing fantasy series as of 2020 as well. Those are kind of older. As I said, I will update those videos at the end of this year, but check those out. Yeah, those are some of my favorite fantasy books. Hey, you're welcome, Tiago. Seriously, you're welcome. And I will sometimes I really struggle with the amount of words. Is this spoiler? Yeah, this is a spoiler-free chat. Don't worry about it. Yeah, try not to spoil things. Okay, we don't know who have read the books. We don't know who haven't read the books. But for the Fires of Heaven, I think the parts that really irked me was the circus part. But other than that, I think the Fires of Heaven is up there with the Great Hunt as the best book of the series so far. I'm going to read Lord of Chaos. Probably I don't think I will have time to actually get to Lord of Chaos within this month, so probably early next month. Do you know the manga Koku no Hito? Oh, that's the rock climbing manga, right? I think I think it is. Yeah, I've read that one. It's really good. Really good psychological manga. Nice having you in background as I work. Congratulations again, and you are great at live streams. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mariel. I think it's always the most nervous when I'm going to start the live stream, but after a while, after seeing that there are a lot of questions and that, I think I start to get used to them. Thank you so much. And I was wondering how would you describe the setting of the Harlem of Midnight? It's like London. Yeah, it is like London. So it is like Jack the Ripper in London with fantasy magic. Yeah, I think that's the best way. The best way to describe the Harlem of Midnight. It's great though. This is one of the most underrated books. I'm going to post my underrated books videos really soon, and this book will appear on that list. Wait, I thought you were asleep, Andrew. How come you're awake again? You're welcome. You're welcome. Favorite villain so far: Doflamingo, Kakaguri, or Kaido. Between those three, I think it is a tie between Doflamingo and Kaido. Yeah, it is a tie between those two. But I also love CP9. I think CP9 was a great villain. I saw that you read a lot of science fiction and fantasy. But what about thriller and other genre? I talked about this earlier. Thriller is not a genre that I visit often in novels, even though I read some thriller in manga. But for novels, I don't read a lot of thrillers. So I don't read. I pretty much read only historical fiction out of science fiction and fantasy. So yeah, but never say never. Okay, I still plan to read. What's the name? The Millennium Trilogy. Yeah, the Millennium Trilogy in that start with the girl with the dragon tattoo. Yeah, I have that on my radar. So yeah, hopefully I will love that one when I get to it. What historical fiction are you excited to try? Right now, I don't know if this count as historical fiction or not, but it is a series of books by Robert McCammon. I forgot the name. I really forgot the name. But if you check on Goodreads, you can see Corman Macbeth. I forgot the title of series. I'm sorry, but yeah, it is one another historical fiction that I really love. I really would love to try, and of course, City of Mist by Carlos Ruiz Zafón, and also Marina by him as well. I look forward to reading those. Yeah. PD man, stay strong, man. Did you ever play Zelda? Unfortunately, no. I don't have any Nintendo console on me right now. So yeah, I haven't played Zelda Breath of the Wild, even though I heard that it is one of the best game of all time. So unfortunate. I also want to play Xenoblade on Wii. Is it on Wii? Yeah, I also want to play Xenoblade, but again, I don't have any Nintendo console. So yeah. So this will be the last question on this live stream. Seriously, thank you so much for those of you who visit this live stream. It means a lot to me that you decided to appear and ask me questions. So yeah, I was wondering if you know any fantasy Japanese inspired book. Sword of Hagen, yeah, Sword of Hagen by M.L. Wang, and also Never Die, pretty much the entire Mortal Technique series by Rob J. Hayes. Yeah, give those a try. Those are really good. And also the Last War Trilogy by Mike Shackle. Yeah, give this series a try. They are Japanese inspired, and I think you would love them because they are some of the best books. Yeah. Do you plan to read Upgrade? I'm answering another question. Yeah, I plan to read Upgrade when I get to it. When I get it within this year. Yeah, figure. You may not, but you have me get sort of fantasy after the 5th season, which you don't know. That's good. I'm really happy to hear that. I remember your message to me on Goodreads, Zaid. Yeah, I remember. I need to play some Elden Ring. Yeah, you should. You really should. Thank you. Seriously, thank you so much, everyone. I think I gotta go now, and you should get some rest too, Andrew. Okay. So yeah, as a Chinese Saga, Saga, and Interesting Puppy War Book 3. Yeah, that's really great to hear, man. That's really great. And I'm Chinese born in Indonesia, so yeah, Green Bone Saga is one of the best, really. So yeah, thank you so much, everyone. I gotta go now. I really have to rest. Seriously, it means a lot. It means a lot to me that you decided to visit my live stream. Maybe when I reach 20,000 subscribers, maybe I will do this again. So yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. Good night and or good morning, wherever you are. I hope you have a great day and happy reading. I will see you on my next video. Bye-bye.